But joining us now is Jim Francis, a candidate for Louisiana's first district. How you doing, Jim?
I'm good. How are you, Walt?
I'm doing great. Tell us about yourself, or people who don't know you. Tell us about your background and what led you to decide to run for Congress.
Well, similar to Steve Scalise, I actually have an IT security background, and I've been doing that for over 20 years. And I've always had an interest and just seeing all the things, all the missed opportunities for Louisiana, and how Steve Scalise has voted in the past really affected me. And I think I could do a better job bringing the things here that we actually need. That's my focus right there.
I'm going to ask producer Josh to put you on hold and try to get a better connection with you because we are having some difficulties. At least I am in hearing you, and obviously we don't want to put you on the air and have you not be able to talk and communicate because that kind of defeats the point. So if producer Josh can get Jim back on a better line or a landline or something, we will continue the interview.
All right, he's back.
Okay, and we have Jim back again. How you doing, Jim?
I'm good. Well, sorry about that.
That's okay. I wanted the people to be able to hear you. It does no good if we can't hear you.
Good point.
So tell us about some of the, I know you have them listed on your website, but some of the votes that you differed with Congressman Scalise on, and in particular the votes that affected the 1st Congressional District and Louisiana.
Well, specifically, some of the big votes pertain to rural areas, teachers. When I was meeting with teachers just a few weeks ago, I did research on Scalise's voting record, and what we find out is that not only do people not know these bills exist, they don't know that Scalise votes against them, such as adding counselors to rural schools. The one in Tangipahoa, 4,000 students, they have one counselor, and it's one of the biggest issues in the small schools. Steve Scalise votes, in fact, he's never voted once to raise taxes on the wealthy or corporations, but he does vote 92% of the time to raise taxes on the middle class. I disagree with that. I don't see how somebody could do that and come back here and say that he's fighting for the people of Louisiana. Another one, he votes against Violence Against Women's Act, which has substantially funded programs here in Louisiana to help and provide a path out for battered women. I don't understand how he does that and still say what he says when he comes back home. I mean, we can go on and on, but there's a reoccurring pattern where he constantly votes against things that this state desperately, desperately needs.
But probably one of the biggest issues you have is the fact that you maintain that Congressman Scalise has voted to continue to tax the middle class over the wealthy.
Yes. I mean, you can see the actual bills that are listed on my website. It's not an opinion. It's nothing else. It's actual factual bills, and 92% of the time, he will raise taxes. He's in favor of it. Yeah, but there's so many other things too. Simple protections that would have not cost us anything. The Bureau for Consumer Finance Protection, that would actually protect the middle class and their retirements. A simple thing like that. Why could he not support that? And it's just this reoccurring pattern that we see where Scalise really represents the few hundred people who have major, major investments in oil and gas and telecom and things like that. Instead of the people who actually vote for him and try to get him to do something for us.
Well, the oil and gas industry certainly is vital to Louisiana and to our economy.
Absolutely, and I love that they're here. I'd like to have more of them here, but I do think that they are taking advantage of loopholes that Scalise refuses to do anything about. For example, a lot of people don't know that oil companies that refine here in Louisiana will actually pay a tax on oil that is produced in America and refined here. So what do? We're actually one of the biggest exporters of oil now. We import oil into Louisiana from the Middle East just to get around this tax, instead of using the oil that we actually pull out of Louisiana here. So I'm looking to close some of the loopholes. I think the companies should have massive tax advantages, which they already do. We see how much our state is hurt. The tax base is massively reduced. We have the oil. We have the gas. They're going to come here no matter what. And it is the cheapest form of extraction in the country. So that is extremely desirable for an oil or gas company. So they're not going to leave when you say, please start paying your fair share. We need you to start doing more, because we have to end up paying for all the damages in this state. We've had 230,000 wells drilled in this state since 1930. And that is reducing the amount of volume underneath the ground. The ground sinks. Now we have a bigger issue of erosion, flooding, everything else. And these are issues that really needed to be addressed a long time ago. Now we're paying for it tenfold.
Yeah, the importing of oil and trying to get around taxes, that has always been one of those anomalies that I've had issues with. We are speaking with Jim Francis, a candidate for Louisiana's 1st Congressional District, and your phone calls are welcome, 504-556-9696, 556-9696. We're going to take a quick break and then continue our conversation with Jim and find out more about his ideas and what he can bring to Louisiana and to the 1st Congressional District when the Walt Benetti radio program continues on WGSO 990 AM, WGSO.com, and the TuneIn Radio app.